Okay, we're going to go ahead and start recording. It is 10 a.m. and I know it is a really busy time of year for everyone. I have already shared my screen. Can you guys see the first slide of the PowerPoint?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Welcome to the Fall Agriculture Advisory Committee meeting. We have a couple of things we'd like to get through. We actually have quite a bit to cover, and we do have 2 items that we will need the committee's input on and voting on. I just want to remind you guys that if you're a call-in employee, you're an ex officio member, you are not requested to vote. It is our industry partners that will be voting. And because we're doing this via Zoom, if I can have you guys log your vote into the chat, we will have that recorded, and that way we will have that documented. Okay, Jeff, I just saw your chat message and I went ahead and added the second one. Perfect. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you, Jeff. Again, welcome. It has been 6 months since our last meeting, and we've had a lot of things that what we want to update you guys on. The first thing that we would like to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring up the agenda. Okay. So today, our call to order, yes, we have now determined that we have quorum so that we can move forward with any voted items of business. We have our old items of business, and you guys have been great about reviewing the minutes and sending them to me. I just sent out another updated copy of the minutes from the July meeting. If there are any other changes to that posted minutes, would you please put that in the chat and we can make those changes before we send them out for signatures? I'd like to get that done today if at all possible. And then that way we can go ahead and get those posted to our iDrive for the college. Give me just a second. I've got several computers. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so we've got a couple of people with some internet issues, possibly because of the storms last night. We'll give them a couple more minutes to join in. Do we have any major changes to the minutes from the July 11th meeting? If you would unmute yourself or go ahead and post it into the chat. Okay, so I'm not seeing any additional changes. I did get Danny Womack's from Wiley ISD and I made that adjustment. Okay, if we have no changes, do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So move.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Yeah. Yep.
Aye.
Anyone opposed to the minutes? Okay, duly noted, the minutes have been approved. Okay, I'm still admitting people. All right, program updates. Quickly, let me go through where we are, because again, I know this is a really busy time of year for everybody. All right, so enrollment numbers. I went ahead, I was finally able to get Zogotech, which is our basically our institutional database that tracks our information. From an enrollment standpoint, our program started in spring of 2021. So for 2021 and 2020, we had 20 unduplicated students. The following academic year, we were up to 63 unduplicated students. What this means is that that is a student taking one or more classes in the program. And in 22-23, it went up to 90, and this past academic year, it was 118. We don't have numbers for right now because obviously the academic year is not completed yet. Okay, completions. In 2020, 2021, again, when the program started, we had our first level 1 certificate earner. For 21 and 22 academic year, we had 15 level 1 certificates earned. In 2022, 2023, we had 17 level 1 certificates, and that's actually the combination of the Sustainable Agriculture Certificate and the Controlled Environment Agriculture Certificate. In 2022-23, we had our first 5 Associate of Applied Science graduates. For academic year 2023-24, we had 9 level 1 certificates, and we had 3 AAS graduates. I don't have level 1 certificates for just fall 2024, which we are now completing right now. But we did have 4 completers. 2 walked at graduation on Friday night. One of the others, her daughter made UIL state, and so that took precedence. And then the other one completed in August and did not walk Friday. So from 2020 to spring of 2024, we have awarded 42 certificates total and 12 AAS as of December 2024. We should have multiple students completing in the spring of 2025. The course offerings that we are that are new, we did not need advisory committee approval to do these because they're not actually part of the AAS degree, but we just wanted to share the information with you guys. We had mentioned these back in July, and since then we have added continuing a greenhouse crop production class. Both of these classes will be linked to the credit course, so CE students will be meeting at the same time and will have the opportunity to do the same work should they choose to. For CE classes, their pass-fail is dependent on attendance. So small farming we offered last summer, and it will run again this spring, and there seems to be more interest just in talking to people. I haven't checked the registration numbers yet. The last time I checked last week, we had not had anyone register yet. But with CE classes, they do tend to wait until right before the class starts to see if they can squeeze it into their schedule. Recruitment activities, ongoing recruitment activities that we're involved with. My faculty, Ling Sun, stepped up and has done an amazing job this year and was able to represent us at the September 2024 Fall Garden Show in Allen, Texas. We were given a complimentary vendor booth, and they would like to do the same thing in the spring and make that an ongoing partnership. October was an incredibly busy time for us. We had a table in conjunction with Collin Outreach. We were next to each other for Old Time Saturday in Farmersville. We also were a large presence at Blooming Harvest here at the Farmersville campus. That is a biannual event. Every other year we offer that. And then, as usual, we go big or go home on the trunk or treat program for Farmersville. We typically do the haunted farm, but the layout changes every year. If you've not been out to trunk or treat in Farmersville, it's worth the drive to come out and see us. We have a blast. In December, for Stress-Free Week for final exams, we partnered with the Anthony Peterson Center and did a succulent party for students. And that's our succulent giveaway is always popular. January 2025, the Collin County Junior Livestock Show. At some point, historically, we have been a vendor, a sponsor for that livestock show. I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to reach out to their superintendent to get a contract from them. but the plan is for someone in the department to be there at least 1 or 2 days. We will also be visiting Anna ISD to do some more aggressive recruiting for our 2 agriculture dual credit classes that we offer out there. And then spring of 2025, we are slated to be involved with at least 2 of the student engagement fairs, the Spring Garden Show, and then we will be collaborating again with Student Engagement Services district-wide for Earth Day. We have a plan this year that's probably going to be easier on our students, but we can also hand out considerably more items to student, staff, and faculty on campuses, which is a phenomenal promotion for our program. Facilities updates. The greenhouse, we actually took possession of it for fall 2024. We have some pros with this greenhouse. I know many of you have seen it in person. It maintains heat very well on warmer days. The supplemental lighting that we were able to add has been a huge positive. This offers, the building offers students a chance to say, to look at a structure that may be pre-existing on their property, and look at potentially renovating that into a working greenhouse without a huge expense. And if they live in a municipal area that may have certain restrictions, they may be able to work with the city to be able to add polycarbonate in lieu of a solid roof or solid walls, and convert that and still meet the city's requirements for permitting. And then, of course, HOAs. Always working with HOAs. There may be a way to work with your HOA to take an existing shed and convert it into a usable building like this. So there are some positives. One of the cons we found in August and September is that it maintains heat very well, even with the windows open. And so we have been collecting extensive data on the temperature changes. And we are working on adding an additional cooling system and ventilation system. It's been a great activity for our students to collect the data and then look at how they're going to remediate some of the issues that we have. And with my faculty's help, they have added some reflective material into the building and then testing the temperature directly underneath it. And I think that's been very beneficial. It allows our students to see the scientific approach to agriculture and make some, decision making based on that data and not just on what they think is a great idea. This fall and early spring, we are going to relocate the Caterpillar Tunnel from the Wiley campus to the Farmersville campus. The raised beds from the Wiley campus are well, right now they're already in storage. We will be adding 18 of the raised beds to the Farmersville campus for spring, and that will bring us up to a total of 31 raised beds for students to use. And then the pollinator garden and monarch way station, we are going to expand the existing space at Farmersville, and we're also looking at adding specific plant species so that we can apply for monarch way station status. So there's a lot that's been going on, all for the benefit of the program. So do you guys have any questions before we get into curriculum decisions? Nope. Okay, perfect. So we have 2 items of business that I do need the advisory committee to vote to either move forward or we vote to keep it the same. We have sent a proposal up to the curriculum advisory board for the January meeting. We had to have that submitted by last Friday. Knowing that our meeting was this week, I've worked with the curriculum office. I anticipate that both of these measures will likely pass. However, if the committee feels like it's not in the best interest of the program, we can withdraw this proposal for the January meeting. Okay, so the first thing that we would like to propose is to revise the AGRI 2303 agricultural construction class. We want to, now that we have facilities and we have a place where we can actually do more of the hands-on in a controlled environment, we would like to modify the course structure and decrease the lecture from a 3-hour class, exclusively lecture class, to a 2-hour lecture, 2-hour lab combination. It does not change the 60-hour, 60 semester credit hour requirement for the AAS degree. The only thing that it does do is that it offers our students an additional hour where we can actually engage on the hands-on construction practices that obviously the student learning objectives, we need to be checking those off. In the up until now, we've been adding it to the class as we can and as we've had facilities. But this fall has really demonstrated that now that we have the lab and the greenhouse that we can actually partner with, we have a location where we can do far more. And so that's a benefit to our students. So give you guys a moment to think about it. Do we have a motion to approve the curriculum change for the ag construction or a move to table it?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Thank you. All in favor, please put in the chat aye, because I need this documented. All right, is there anyone opposed? If so, put nay in the chat, please. Okay, it appears to be unanimous. It is approved. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Hang on, Dee, I can look up. I believe it was Brad, although he didn't actually say. Brad, can you go back and actually in the chat put that you moved to accept?
Wasn't me, but that's fine.
Okay.
It was, and it was actually me. I'm sorry that I had masculine voice
That's
over
okay.
the Zoom.
Okay.
So you want me to write motion to approve?
Sure.
Done.
Okay. All right. On to the next item of business. Sorry, I've got people texting me, trying to make sure that I'm staying caught up with everybody. Okay, the last thing that we need to have the advisory committee vote on is we have had a large number of students in our program that actually already have some college credits or actually have a degree. And in many of those cases, they are not necessarily planning on transferring to a 4-year institution. We originally, with the advisory committee, had added chemistry because we do have quite a few students that are transferring to what's now East Texas A&M University. And chemistry is one of the classes that was their preference. We still want to honor that relationship with East Texas A&M, but we do have students who are not planning on transferring that have a biology or an environmental science or a physics. And what we are proposing is that we have a slight change in the degree in the core option. And basically remove the requirement for the introduction to Chem 1, the 1405 or the 1411, and allow that student to use one of their natural sciences courses, core courses, to fulfill that requirement. The second change we would make is down at the bottom in where you see the number 2, and it says may substitute Chem 1411. We would like to remove that information and add, please check with your transfer institution for degree applicability. And what that does is it facilitates getting students ready for graduation sooner so that we don't have to go through the course substitution process where multiple people have to approve that student now adding another science to their degree program. Is there discussion, questions? Would you like to bring to the table on this? You can unmute yourselves and speak.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Can you say what are the natural science courses? And does that include chemistry?
Yes, it does. It would include chemistry, physics, biology, environmental science, geology. We actually have an entire, there's a list that will account for the core. And so it
Okay.
really broadens that for our students who are potentially looking at, in many cases, shaving a semester off and graduating sooner.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. That's a great question. Thank you for asking. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve? Okay, thank you, Katie. All right. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposed, please say nay in the chat. Okay, so moved. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was easy. All right. So those are the last two things that we need to have the advisory committee vote on. I'm going to hand it over now to Brad Voss, who is going to be basically taking the lead on our 3rd annual Northeast Texas Small Acre New Landowner Conference. Brad.
Hello, hello, hello. So we are going to hold our 3rd Northeast Texas Small Acreage New Landowner Conference, the final Friday in May, which
May 30th.
May 30th. We are still in the planning stages of that. We've got probably about 50% of the speakers booked for next year. It's looking like we are going to open registration February 1st, but start sending out sort of save the dates and more detailed information about the conference starting at, first of the year. Following a similar structure that we had last year, 21 different presentations split over 3 tracks, covering anything from the basics of land ownership for somebody that this is their first time buying land, or maybe they're thinking about buying land. We'll have a CEU track for pesticide applicators looking to get their continuing education units. And then our 3rd track, which we're still building out, we're looking at maybe doing a more in-depth look at some basically operation choices for folks. Maybe they've got some property and they don't exactly know what they want to do with it. But we want to go a little bit deeper than just a single hour. So maybe a couple hours on small ruminants, a couple hours on fruit, a couple hours on, whatever that topic might be. In fact, we actually have a meeting following this one with the planning group for that. So we are going to have a trade show. So we are going to start looking for sponsors relatively soon. I'm not the person responsible for that, so I won't speak about it too much. But we are going to have a trade show again. And it should be good. It should be good. Todd's also here, and I think Curtis is here. So if I forgot anything, they can chime in.
Sure.
Nope, sounds good, man.
Yep.
Awesome. Any questions from the rest of the advisory committee about the conference? It will be held at the Farmersville campus. We're still small enough that the Farmersville campus can accommodate us. But in future years, it may look like we may need to go to a larger campus as this thing grows. It's a great opportunity for some of y'all that are vendors. If you would like to maybe sponsor a meal or be part of the vendor group that's here, please reach out to me and I can connect you with the AgriLife team that is managing that, or you can reach out directly to Brad and he can also manage that. So.
And I would just like to say, it's a great collaboration. Thank you guys at Collin College for working with us on this. It's a great location. One of the very positive things about it is that location is one of the easiest locations to get to, and that's why it's so exciting to be able to do that.
Yeah,
And so we
absolutely.
thank you guys for that.
Thank you, Todd. Those are really kind words. I appreciate that. Jeff. So in the chat, Jeff Bednar has volunteered to donate lettuce and tomatoes for a salad, and I think that is amazing. Absolutely, something that's locally grown. So the question would be, because we have some of our culinary team on the committee, would our culinary team be available to maybe help prepare that salad and have it here at the Farmersville campus? Is that something that we could do?
Yes.
Fantastic. I love partnerships. They make my life happy. All right. So mark your calendars for May 30th. We will know more later today about the more specific tracks that we're going to be offering. And there may be some of y'all that I'm going to reach out to see if you would like to be a speaker as industry partners. I think that's a definite way to bring in our partnership and give you guys some visibility as well with not just Collin County. We have had folks from, how many counties did we determine we had people representing the last 2 years?
Oh, that is a good question.
That's
I
not
know that our footprint, because we asked what county folks came in from. We had some folks that came in multiple hours.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember offhand. I can try to find that information, see if we've got it somewhere. I don't know
I
if I
think that
find
would
it
be
before the meeting's over, I'll share it.
Sure, I think that would be very beneficial. And I know I didn't really think to ask that question the last time we met. But I know we have people that come as far west as Texarkana and all the way over Wise County, Denton County, Travis County, College Station, Houston. I believe we've had a couple people from San Antonio come up for this. So it's not just a Collin County event. It is more widespread than that. So just something to put on your calendar. And if you're available, we'd love for you to come hang out with us. All right, moving on. So committee updates, upcoming events that some of y'all may be interested in attending. Brad has put together a beekeeping workshop. Basically, it's for folks that are new to beekeeping or would have questions about getting into beekeeping. And that'll be January 27th at the Farmersville campus. Brad, do you want to talk a little bit more about that workshop?
Sure. And just a quick correction, that's January 17th. It's a Friday. Um, it it is very much an introduction to beekeeping. So in Collin County and beyond Collin County, really all of Northeast Texas, where we're seeing larger tracts of land cut up into much smaller pieces, beekeeping is a way that folks can maintain their ag valuation. The problem is it's sometimes mislabeled as well. You stick your hives out there and presto, you're a beekeeper. There's much more to it than that. So this workshop was put together. Myself, our local farm service agency weighed in on it. We've got a very active hobby beekeepers association in Collin County. They also contributed some thoughts to it, and it was like, yes, we need to give people an opportunity to dip their toe in the beekeeping waters and see if it's actually something that they want to do. And that's where this came from. So really just the bare bones basics so people can make a decision on whether or not they want to go take a more in-depth beekeeping course and actually become beekeepers or not. So
Awesome.
and currently I just pulled the numbers.
Yeah.
22 people have signed up for this so far.
Fantastic.
And this is also an opportunity. I think 10 of those seats are filled with either Collin College students or faculty. Because my horticulture programs area committee, as well as Curtis Jones, we like to provide educational opportunities to students and faculty at no charge. So I think 10 of those seats are actually Collin College folks that we've waived the entry fee for them.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Brad.
Welcome.
Coming up in March, we have the third FFA Ag Engineering Competition. So our partnership with our amazing CTE teachers, FFA teachers in Collin County, specifically Joe Molina and Luke Parr, basically instigated this relationship with Collin College. What we do is we bring in area welding students, and they have to actually read a blueprint, take a written test, and then actually weld. And I believe they have to do a cutting with oxyacetylene or what was the other one? Propane, Luke? I think it's a propane torch. But they have to do metalworking, and then the partnership that the Allen Tech campus, Collin College Technical Campus, has with their welding vendors. Some of the top prizes for these high school students are pretty amazing. So that'll be March 7th. Typically, our department will volunteer to help feed the students. We work with some of the HVAC faculty and staff at the tech campus, and we will put out a great meal for the students. It's an opportunity for those students to take a tour of the tech campus. We also have a promotional table for the ag program over there. We've had some students that are welding students at the tech campus that have then branched over and taken classes with our program too. So it's a great partnership, and it is a lot of fun. In January 16th through the 18th, again, the relationship with our FFA sponsors in Collin County, and some are sitting here on our advisory committee. They are bringing in the ag teachers in Texas, your ag mech teachers that need to renew their American Welding Society recertification. And it's a statewide call for those ag teachers, and that will be at the tech campus as well. So my plan is to be over there for at least part of one of the days to visit with some of the ag teachers, because you never know when they carry information back from our program that resonates with a potential student. In January, we have the Collin County Junior Livestock Show at Myers Event Center. If you have a chance, you really should go check out what these kids are doing. They're horticulture show has expanded greatly. And I love seeing what the students produce from the horticulture side. But I also, most of y'all know my background is in beef cattle. And when those kids show up with those heifers and those steers, it's like I'm in heaven. I love watching the kids. I love watching the hard work they put in. And when I stop a student, if they're not like rushing to their class, they're always willing to tell me about their project. And those communication skills are incredibly valuable. It does not matter what industry they go into when they finish their time with FFA or 4-H. But these young people are passionate about what they do. They work really, really hard. And they're learning leadership skills. So it's a great event. If you've got grandkids, take them out, let them get some exposure. It's right here in the heart of Collin County. Upcoming, Brad and Curtis, do you guys want to talk about your upcoming workshops? The dates are still tentative on those, correct?
The dates are pretty much good to go. There's a slight chance we may have to bump them one way or the other, but the dates should be good. We're still working on the topics for the pond management workshop. We're looking at bringing in one of our program specialists from over in Overton, Tyson Keese. But we still need to talk to him and figure out exactly what he wants to talk about. He likes talking about fishes, so we got to figure that out. And then for the spring weed control, the topics for that are pretty much set. We just need to work with TDA to get the CEU hours for pesticide applicators approved. But the registration for those should go live either January. I think January 1st is what we're shooting for. But yeah, those should be good to go.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
Hey, Ann,
Yes.
I have a quick question for
Sure.
Brad. Where are those workshops being held? The pond management and spring weed?
We
They
don't
should
have
be out at the landing at Myers Park, north of McKinney.
Okay. These
Okay.
are excellent. These are excellent. Love to host them at the Farmersville campus sometime too.
Right. Or maybe the Wiley campus would also be another option, Dr. McCrae.
That'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Fantastic. All right. Jelaine has sent me and Sonia from USDA actually put in the chat that the Soil and Water Conservation District and NRCS, their local work group meeting is February 20th, 2025 at Myers Park from 9 to 1. I encourage our industry partners that if you are available to go, this is an incredibly valuable meeting. I've been to the last two of them, and I will say they tagged me as a facilitator at last year's meeting, and I think I learned more than I contributed. Just by individuals that live and work in the county, they all bring a wealth of knowledge and value to this work group meeting. So, all right. Any other updates? Luke, yep, I will always praise FFA kids, and I will say the ones that were there last Friday for the American Welding Society certification for high school students, those were some of the most polite young people I have encountered in a long time. So kudos to our ag teachers. Okay. Kudos and accolades to some of our partners. I just want to make sure that I know we weren't meeting in person today. But huge shout out to Katie Moore and Homegrown Plants. I will just say that they went so far above and beyond to provide us with the most gorgeous mums and pumpkins for our Blooming Harvest event in October. That people are still talking about how gorgeous it was. So Katie, you're amazing. Kudos to you and your team. I know that was a huge amount of work and it's a busy time of year for y'all. And we appreciate that. Another big thank you to Profound Farms and Jeff Bednar. They hosted another intern this fall for our program, who had kind of a unique requirement to finish his degree. And I very much appreciate Jeff working with us on that. Reeves Family Farm hosted two interns, spring and summer for us. As always, Aaron Reeves he'll go above and beyond to help us with our students. And of course, for all of you guys, I try to send traffic to your retail locations and for them to become customers of yours. It's a win-win for everybody, but most importantly for our students. And then Rich Moore, many of y'all may not know who Rich Moore is, but he is in the process of building and creating a farm store on the west side of Princeton. So he is still in the building phase. And one of my students who is a Navy veteran, who will be completing in May, needed he does contract work for the military, kind of a remote work position. And so he needed a placement that was going to work around his existing work schedule. And Rich was amazing in working with Charlie to get his internship completed. And Charlie's long-term goal, our students' long-term goal, is to basically develop a not-for-profit farm in the Houston area where he can work with homeless veterans. And he is one step closer to that. He already has the land and is in the process of, when he finishes his degree with Colin, his associate's degree, then he'll relocate to the Houston area. And that will then, if everything goes according to plan, will become a going operation. We've had several veterans in the programs who have voiced that they wanted to do this, but Charlie is one of those veterans he's really working hard to make it happen. So kudos to Rich for working with Charlie. And then last but not least, our FFA sponsors. I know y'all are ag teachers. Y'all have a really busy schedule. And when we need, either I need access to your students, y'all are willing to let me come in and talk to them, or even set that time up and reach out to me. But you allow us and our ag club members to volunteer and be a part of what the services that FFA provides to our students statewide. So we appreciate you guys. And last but not least, my faculty. I could not do this without my team of faculty that will switch gears at the drop of a hat to help students and help the program. And their profound flexibility as we've been building this program over the last several years. So you guys are awesome. And our thank you, I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and whatever you choose to celebrate. This is a great time of year, and without our committee, we wouldn't be who we are. And including our Colin partners, in-house Colin partners, who are always instrumental in providing information and support for our program. I love that we partner with Culinary on several things. You guys make this program what it is. And to me, it's kind of a testament to the core values of Collin College. So,
Hey, Ann,
yes,
if I could interject, could I make an announcement?
sure.
Okay. First of all, Ann, thank you for all of this. This is great today and always so informative. I just wanted to let the advisory committee know of organizational change at the college, just so that the advisory committee is aware. As you know, Dr. Gary Evans has served as the executive dean. Gary, can you raise your hand in the group? He has served as the executive dean and is being promoted to the associate provost at the Plano campus. But you're in good hands at the Farmersville campus. Dr. Kyle Ballou. Kyle, if you could raise your hand. Dr. Ballou will serve as the new executive dean at the Farmersville campus. That is who Ann will be. She's been working with Dr. Evans. She'll be working with Dr. Ballou. And we've got a great team out at the Farmersville campus, and I appreciate all the faculty, the support, Dee and Deidre, all that you do. But I did want this committee to know of the organizational change. And if you ever need anything, Dr. Ballou will be there at the Farmersville campus with Ann. But thank you, Ann.
You're very welcome. Yes, we're excited. We're excited. Lots of positive changes. Before we wrap it up, I will say my administrative assistant Dee, with some of the changes that we have gone through, in relocating facilities. Dee has been really the backbone of keeping our department running. She is actually the one who will produce the minutes from this meeting, but without her, I really don't know that things would go as smoothly as they do. And then our career coach, Deidre, I need her to reach out to students, and she is on it. She does an amazing job. And if you wanted to come out and visit with any of your employees that might potentially want to pursue the AAS and Urban Sustainable Ag, we are more than happy to set up some time to come visit with employees as well. So questions, comments, I will now open the floor to anything else that our industry partners would like to share about their businesses, any maybe upcoming changes. Jeff, how is your expansion going with Profound?
It's coming along pretty well. We've still got a lot of room to fill in the greenhouses, and hopefully the next couple of weeks you'll see the next big announcement for a huge project we're working on, but I can't quite go public with it yet.
Fantastic. I'm excited. I like your announcements. They're always fun.
Awesome.
Amanda, how are you doing with Bishop Hill Farm Flowers? You're muted, Amanda.
Thank you for unmuting me. Yes, it's going really well. Also, I do a flower farmer network with about over 50 flower farmers in North Texas. So that's really cool to see a lot more getting into cut flower production.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Katie, do you want to give any updates about homegrown plants? You may need to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me, Ann?
I can.
Yay. We got Instagram, so we're that's our big win for the fall. So now we can reach some folks. That's our big marketing strategy for next spring. But yeah, we're doing great here. Thanks for asking. We got a generator too, so maybe I won't be up here at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on those cold nights, but it's part of the gig, right? So
right, trying to keep plants alive when it dips well below freezing.
Yes, absolutely. So thank y'all.
Awesome, thank you. AgriLife, Curtis, do you have any updates, or did Brad hit all of them?
Brad hit most of it up. We are working, other workshops we're working on is a wildlife tax evaluation workshop, but
Okay.
that's just in the plannings right now. And we're trying to see if we can get that to come together in the
That would
next couple of
be,
weeks.
I will say I've had several people ask me about wildlife valuation on their property, and I've had quite a few people that would likely be interested in a workshop like that. So I think
Well,
that's
that's great.
good idea. Area ISDs. Danny, I know you're here for Jason Hudson. Would you like to add anything about anything exciting happening at Wiley?
We're just trucking along. Our floral classes are putting together flower arrangements for the program that they have, delivery through the district. So
Awesome. When is your show and sale? Do you want to share those dates with the committee?
I'm gonna have to get back to you. I don't have them right. I don't have my
Okay.
calendar. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. When you have those, send me an email and I'll send it out to the committee so they're aware when the Wiley show and sale is happening. So maybe we can drum up some support for you guys.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Justin with DNL, you want to share anything? Luke, you shared in the chat, and I know you said you've lost your voice. Is there anything else you want to add in the chat, maybe for everybody? Any upcoming events?
I'll try the best I can with my voice.
Okay.
Like you
sorry.
said, our Collin County Livestock Show is in January. Every school in Collin County participates in this, with the exception of Lovejoy and Melissa, but all the other schools participate. We just finished our LDE season, and a lot of schools in Collin County had teams advance the area, and then several of them advanced the state. We just finished that.
Fantastic.
We had schools that participated in our state contest last fall or last spring. Blue Ridge had a team that advanced to the national contest in livestock judging. And so we've had a lot of success over this past year. And so we're fortunate with our partnership with Collin College. We have a group of kids that are getting ready right now to for the AAE contest. Several of those kids are going to enter the program at Collin College. And tomorrow we have a signing day with our kids that are going to college on scholarships for ag programs. So it's been an eventful year, but it's been success driven for sure. So we're very fortunate.
That's awesome. That is amazing that y'all have a signing. I love that.
Yep. We appreciate the partnership with Collin College.
Well, we appreciate you guys. So, Tad, you're here for Farmersville ISD. Is there anything you would like to add? You're muted, Tad. Oh, okay. If you would like to add anything to the chat, we would love to know what's up and coming and happening at Farmersville. Everyone can see that. Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, I talked to Stevie Horton on Sunday. I had to go pick up a pig at his place. And he wasn't sure what the outcome was, but I think that's awesome that 4 have advanced. So fantastic. Good news. Good news. Anything else positive happening in the agriculture world that folks want to share before we adjourn? We're a little bit early, so we have some time, but I also know your schedules are very busy this time of year.
And this is Jelaine with the SWCD. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Jelaine. How are you?
I'm having to share with Sonia because my computer wouldn't come on this morning. I just wanted to let you know for the Soil and Water Conservation District, we're currently working with FFA students on the Soil Stewardship Speech Contest. The requirement to enter that contest that they work with their local SWCD. We also have our conservation tree seedling program going until about the middle of February. And then our poster and essay contest for K through 12 students will be ending at around the end of the month.
Fantastic. So if ISD has students that are interested in the poster contest, can you put your email in the chat so that our ISD representatives can get a hold of that and they can reach out to you? That might be the easiest way to do it.
Sure. Yes, we can do that.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Okay. Anything else anyone would like to add before we adjourn? I just want to say you guys have been awesome to work with. And again, I know this is a busy time of year and I appreciate all of you taking time out of your schedule to join the meeting. At this time, okay, Luke, Jelaine, Luke has his email in the chat if you want to grab that so that you can send him information on the poster contest. I will keep the Zoom open. I'm going to officially call for a move to adjourn the meeting. You're welcome to stay on if you would like. I would like, anyone that needs to get on to another meeting here at 11, you've got a chance to do that. So
I move.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you so much. I'm gonna leave the
you.
Zoom up for anybody that would like to network. I know a lot of y'all have a meeting at 11 and need to step back. So this will be an informal networking time if you would like. Okay,
Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
thank you. I just love watching the chat. You guys are awesome. What a great group to work with. I really, truly am privileged to know you guys. Okay, Jelaine, are you able to see the emails for the folks that are interested in the poster contest?
Yes, I can see them. We're
Okay.
copying them down now.
Okay. All right. I think it's a great idea. Sonia, thank you for letting Jelaine ride shotgun on your Zoom. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you for sharing with us and invite us.
Absolutely. Always. Y'all are all valuable partners to what we're all doing together.
Hey, Ann.
Yes.
So I went to Reeves Farm. I don't remember when. I need to go back. And one of the internship student was one of my animal science students.
Yes.
And it was really funny to see her there. It took me a brief second to kind of connect. Where do I know the face from? But then she told me that she's doing her internship there. So that's great connection.
Well, and the beauty of our internships is, Jeff Bednar has hired a couple of our former interns. They worked for him and then they have now continued full time with his business. Aaron has kept a couple of our students on longer than what's required for the internship. So to me, and I know that it's more seasonal for Aaron.
Yeah.
But to me, that's a testament to what we're doing is, our young people are now, gainfully employed in the industry. We
Yes.
do have quite a few that are now working on their bachelor's degree at East Texas A&M University. And we have 3 that have graduated with their bachelor's of science from East Texas A&M. And are now working full-time. One of our former students is he's essentially over all of the landscaping, groundskeeping, irrigation, and trees for the city of Carrollton. And if you understand this young man's story, is he was an Air Force veteran that was really trying to find what he was passionate about, and he was living in his car while he was a student at college.
Oh my God.
And we worked with one of our facilities folks who has since retired here at the Farmersville campus. His son had a lawn care and landscaping business, and they hired our student. And then because of his living situation, his family was still down in the Temple Killeen Belton area. So he was quite literally every dime he made was supporting his family. And they said, living in your car is not acceptable. We have housing at the nursery. And so they provided housing to him.
Oh, wow.
While he finished his bachelor's degree.
Oh, wow.
And
I just absolutely love all the connections that have been formed to it's a new program, but still there are so many connections with the industry and farmers. And I think that's the way to go, because our students know that they have some future in the industry in the area.
Yep, 100%.
And I'm always amazed with my students when I get to know them, obviously only online,
Yeah.
but I can see how many of them come from the industry, from the animal industry. It's really heartwarming to
Yeah.
see that. And they take the courses with us. So, I mean, well, I remember the first days.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has been a journey.
Yes, it has. It has. And you've been there since the absolute very beginning. So.
Absolutely. And I just love this journey. I wanted to ask you, I don't know if I missed that or you talked about it real brief. I saw that the Mayor Center, they have